Question: have you ever seen a television series called Sleepy Hollow? Hey up and welcome. My wife and I really enjoy watching a programme called Sleepy Hollow. In it, the protagonist, Ichabod Crane, mentions that when he cooks something called a Bedfordshire Clanger, all the people love it. So I was very intrigued. I wanted to know what it was. So I've looked into it and I want to make one today. So I'm going to get started. To begin with, lop up an onion. Like that. And cut up some little mushrooms. Like that. Get some butter melting. And in with the onions and mushrooms. I was contacted and told, get an air fryer liner. Well, I couldn't find one specific for an air fryer, but I've got an oven liner. I've cut it down so it fits. In there, I'm going to put a couple of pork chops. Put them in to start cooking in the air fryer. 180 for half an hour to start. In with the onions, we're going to pour some boiling water. And add some chicken gravy granules. Chops are done. Don't worry, everything's all being washed up, so no cross-contamination. Now I've got to get the bone out and the fat off. That goes in. Add some pepper. And leave that for a minute. The Bedfordshire Clanger is a pastry. So here's some I cheated earlier. Now, without wanting to offend anybody, I think the easiest way to describe it is a bit like a pasty. But I don't want to offend anybody by calling it a pasty. It has the meat, the mill, one end, then you have a separator, and then you have afters in the other half. So all in one. So, and I've got to make this so it fits in the air fryer. This is what I cut out earlier. So that is about as long as I can go. If I cut a little bit off as my separator, roll that up, bit of egg to make it stick, for my sweet cocktail. Try and dry it off a bit. Here's our meat end. In the sweet end. Finally, egg. Help seal it. Fold over. On the meat end, I will put a couple of slices, and on the sweet end, a couple of bubbly bits. Now this can go in the air fryer. The bottom collapsed. Fits. I'll put that on for 180 at 15 minutes because I don't have the faintest. With the last little bit of pastry, I put it on the liner now. Well, what was left of the cut up bit. And make another one. That's the initial cook. I think you could do with a bit longer. That's 25 minutes it's been in there for now. Now's the hard part. I have to get that out of there without giving myself severe burns. I think I'll put it back in again, but upside down. Or not. On to number 2. Hopefully we'll have more success with this one. Right, let's pretend you didn't see this, okay? That one looks better. Da, da, da. Bedfordshire Clanger. Now, the Bedfordshire Clanger was, from what I can work out, invented so that farm workers would be able to have a meal at work and not get dirt all over their food, because they're not supposed to eat the pastry, just the insides. Looking at that, sounds like a good idea, just eating the insides, but we'll try the pastry as well. bit of a disaster. Now the idea is fantastic, and if you're any good with pastry, I'm sure you can do a much better job than me. I'm hopeless with the stuff. But the meat side has not leaked, well, has not had the afters side leak into it. The barrier has remained. And the after side is very nice. The downside with all of that was the pastry at the bottom where I did the repair job wasn't properly cooked. I should never be allowed to touch pastry ever again. But you get the idea in principle. Dinner one side, afters the other, in one big pastry. I keep wanting to say pasty, but I know it's not a pasty. I don't want to offend anybody from Bedfordshire. That is the Bedfordshire Clanger. I've got this one for my boy to try, and there we have it. I'm sure Mr. Crane would be not the most impressed with this. Yeah. Apparently everybody loved his Bedfordshire Clangers, but I don't think they would with mine. Thanks for watching. Ta-da! So we'll have some of those in as well.